Thank you. I wanted to say thank you to Resourcing Decarbonization Program for supporting our exploratory project. And I'm presenting on behalf of our team here, which includes also Ben Solomon out there. So the title of our project is quite long, but that's because it tackles a complex challenge: advancing social equity in resource and decarbonization. Last year, the United Nations General Secretary panel on critical energy transition minerals calls for a new paradigm of resourcing the energy transitions, one which is rooted in equity and justice. And this demand is also local. So many indigenous groups and mine-affected communities are calling for more just and equitable transitions, ensuring that decarbonization doesn't come at the expense of local social and environmental harm, and also doesn't leave anyone behind. So in our project, we take a regional approach to this challenge. So the push for decarbonization driven by policies and stakeholders' interest, it's shifting regional dynamics, and it's deeply embedded in regional context, was kind of creating the potential to introduce a new social equity challenges or exacerbating existing ones. So, for instance, policies aiming at increasing or accelerating mineral supply might create jobs for some in the community, but they might drive environmental degradation or social displacement for others. Consider mine waste. It can lead to unequal exposure to environmental risk and livelihood disruptions. So existing research tends to examine various risks in isolation, and we know in reality these risks are deeply intertwined and interacting. So, and they also create feedback loops which might amplify and exaggerate some of the issues which Eleanor has highlighted as well. There might be interacting effects. So without a nuanced understanding of these dynamics, well-intended policies, for example, focusing on circular economy, can also create unintended negative consequences, fueling perception and experiences of injustice in the localities. So to address this interplay of risks in policies, we adopt a multiplex complex network analysis approach, integrating insights from theories of graph theory, of complex networks, of social risk theory, and social equity studies. And what makes this approach innovative is that this multiplexity doesn't just kind of map the interacting risks, but it also accounts for interaction across multiple networks, you can say. So risks, but also networks of stakeholders and policies. And this is in a way that can expose some of the hidden patterns and also amplifying effects. So our project has three objectives: is building a theoretical foundation for building this kind of model, develop a conceptual multiplex network model, which also has consideration for the causal effects, so cause and effect, and also spatial attributes. And we also aim to provide actionable recommendations. And so far, we've laid the theoretical groundwork. So we identified key social, economic, and environmental dimensions of equity in ATM producing regions. And now we are working at contextualizing our network model, as well as developing dimensions of cause and effect and the spatial dynamics as well. And our expected outcomes includes research and policy impact, and we're hoping for diverse topical and regional applications. And thank you very much.